I was not quite comfortable with a generation that is like passing out, still holding sway in PDP. Because in PDP rebuilding, like a lot of fresh blood has to be inculcated. Now, this fresh blood has to come. This old generation that are refusing to go out, how can they incorporate themselves in?
No, the existence of the old generation in the PDP is actually a blessing, because they are a stabilizing force. When younger people begin to box each other, there must be somebody in the room to say, hey, you, sit down.
It.
Because what you find, and I must say this, in other political parties, you don't even have NEC meetings. Have you ever attended a PC NEC meeting?
That's why
that's even why I left. So they have never.
Have you ever seen Labour Party do NEC meetings?
They don't.
So it's only PDP that even organizes meetings where people can criticize. We are the only ones that have kept institutions functional, organs functional. We have BOT, we have NEC, we have NWC, and then there are committees and functional ones doing one thing or the other, and they are alive. So PDP is organic.
I talked about governor of Rivers State.
Yeah.
I saw that you systematically dodged it.
No,
and that of Natasha as well. Let me join both of them together.
Okay.
We didn't see PDP rise up to give them that backing to which they will say, my party was with me.
I agree with you to some extent. But I know on Natasha's case, I was on television not once, not twice, speaking as a PDP member and a stakeholder. She's not from my state, but we raised our voices in support of her. And when they were refusing to recall her, I know I granted an interview that went very viral, where I told the world that impunity must be checked, where the Senate president should not, or senators should not be allowed to gang up a person who has a valid election to represent a constituency. So yes, the PDP at the national level might not have done enough. And I agree with you that it ought to be louder, because that is how you keep your family. When one is hurt or injured, you must be seen and you must be heard. We didn't see it, and I agree with you. It was a wrong thing. It was not, it's not a testament of support and camaraderie. It was not good. Now, as for Rivers State, before the man was sent on vacation,
yes,
there are things he also did that some PDP leaders felt offended. You cannot be in PDP and say that you are not going to work with a particular leadership. Even if you have issues with one or two, you don't ostracize or what do I call it? Keep keep away from the leadership.
Yeah.
We had several meetings, NEC meetings, and so on. That governor never showed up. He stayed away. I think he was thinking he can fight that fight alone. He had a very wonderful assumption or assessment of himself.
Are you sure that's really a that's what it portrays? Because at the time the fight started, the PDP governors or some part of the PDP elite associated with Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory,
Absolutely,
and visited him. They never tried to bring both of them together. They didn't. There was no place we saw that they visited Governor Fubara. They were on the side of the FCT minister.
Some of them
maybe
were
secretly
on the side of Wike, not all of them. And those that were not on the side of Wike actually made overtures to him. You see, this Rivers State is complicated in the sense that all the governors have similar or the same problem with their successors. Check the history. Anybody who has been governor in this country, you find out that either his deputy is trying to upstage him and he's resisting,
or he's trying to upstage his
or he's trying to upstage his successor. And you find these fights going on and on and on. It's a shame, and it is wrong. It is not a good testimony of our politics that you are in office, you leave office, you still want to control the office. It's a shameful thing. But like I said, why you found out that some of them could not come out boldly to say, look, I stand with Fubara. They have skeletons in their cupboard. Some of them were also indebted to Wike. That is what many people will not tell you, but I know. And I can tell you boldly, some of them were indebted to Wike. And the guy is a good guy when it comes to welfare. So I'm not surprised. Don't be surprised that some of them could not do much, even at the national office. Why some of them are still with him and are ready to sacrifice their offices for him is because the guy is happy.
You can't buy the finger that fed you. All right, let's look at 2027. 2027. You said PDP is rebuilding. Is PDP rebuilding to be in Aso Rock this 2027, or they are rebuilding for long-term?
Nobody has long life. Our life expectancy has been reduced to 45 or something. So nobody is planning long term.
Okay.
This PDP you are seeing, let this convention take place in 2 weeks' time, or is it 3 weeks? Then you see the fireworks.
What I'm asking that is, do you think Wike will go away?
Nobody will bother about Wike after the convention.
That's if it holds.
It will hold. I can assure you the convention will hold. Because there is nothing stopping it. Nothing.
Justice Omotosho said that everything should remain in status quo until...
The status quo is what?
The convention was fixed.
The convention... the status quo remains that... The secretary said that the signature...
That is status quo.
Based on what he filed at the court.
You see,
based on what is... That he didn't sign that letter.
No, that is an allegation. In fact, it is a criminal allegation that must be proved beyond...
Yes.
And you see, Anyanwu is wonderful when it comes to jumping here and there. He knows that he signed that letter because in one breath he said that the signature was forged.
Yeah.
In another breath he said that he signed under duress.
No.
So which one do we want to be?
And INEC was there.
INEC was present at the NEC meeting where we took the decision on the date for the convention, the venue for the convention, and the committees.
And thereafter, no other such meeting has been held.
None.
No, they've had other 2 NEC meetings.
No, those meetings were just ancillary and supportive of what we had decided. Nobody has changed the decisions taken at that meeting. And INEC was there. My seat was directly behind INEC officials. And we made it so transparent that everybody who attended that meeting signed his name. And there are over 100 members of NEC at that meeting. And the resolutions were reproduced immediately. The press was addressed in the presence of INEC.
And in the presence of Anyanwu.
Anyanwu, yes, sir. He signed the communique. So how on earth will anybody wake up and say that in the presence of over 100 people, in the presence of the press, that he signed under duress? Which duress is that one? So we are begging Nigerians and INEC and even the courts not to take some people serious because they are trying to take our judiciary for a ride. And that should not happen. Nobody should allow that. We must protect our courts from ridicule. And I know that the judges are sensitive enough not to allow anybody to toy with them. We are responsible people and we must protect our institutions. The courts cannot. And of course, from the judgment of the Supreme Court, the internal affairs of the party
belong to the party.
Cannot be interfered with by the courts. Whether you are a member, whether you are a signatory, whether you are not, it's your business. If you didn't sign this document, go and report to NEC.
Yes.
There's a superior organ.
Yes.
Outside your NWC.
There's conflict resolution
Go to the
channel.
VOT and complain that, look, I was forced to sign this thing. And let them look at it. There's even a disciplinary committee. You can raise that issue with them. That is the position of the law as far as the Supreme Court is concerned. So we don't expect anybody to say, don't go for NEC or don't do convention. As for why? We are organizing our internal meeting. You want to stop us. You want to run our organization.
Of course.
The courts cannot run our organization.
Okay, I have a follow-up on this PDP 2027 since life expectancy is really very low.
Yes. Nobody is doing long-term planning.
Yeah. A very prominent PDP person, I mean, somebody everybody respects across Nigeria, to the best of my knowledge, Professor Jerry Ghana, has said that Goodluck Jonathan is coming. Is PDP building towards Jonathan? What if Jonathan say he's not going to run? Are you going to say P2B come back, or you have other alternatives?
PDP, as I speak to you today, can give you 5 presidential candidates and borrow Labour Party, ADC, APC. We can borrow them presidential candidates because the materials within are great. Many of them are just keeping quiet. Many of them are just praying that we put our act together. So, yes, Jonathan is in view. Peter Obi is in view because he's still our member. We only sent him on sabbatical. Like
you said, they never get to the nucleus.
That's a political statement.
Yeah, we sent him on sabbatical to test and see. Because, you see, the beauty of this PDP is that it has been our strategy in some elections to send people to go and contest in other political parties from the PDP. I'm telling you political strategy.
Yes.
Free of charge.
Yes.
But if we know that you are a very strong candidate in your constituency, we would arrange and get somebody to contest against you.
Yes.
In a party that has no problem, no candidate, we will give them candidates.
It happened in my constituency.
They'll cut down your votes.
It happened in my
PDP
constituency.
Candidate who comes second will normally.
But let me also
PDP did it in my constituency.
But let me also remind
2011
that in Anambra State,
Yes.
it was difficult for PDP to get a candidate to stand as governor.
That
for
was
governorship
2023.
election. No, now I'm talking about now.
Oh, now
This particular election.
you see,
It was very difficult.
it was, and it's not far from the crisis at the national. It was not an Anambra State problem. There was a hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob in the case of Anambra. People will not stay in their own states. People that are powerful like to extend their hand into the soup of somebody's house and make sure they want to add salt in the person's house.
But
that is what happened.
But Wike has already said that. Wike said if you put your mouth where you ought not to put it, he said I will touch your state. He's not hiding it.
Who is putting mouth more than him? He's the one that is putting mouth in the business of other states more than any other person.
Because people try to interfere with his own affairs.
What are his own affairs?
When he tries to make PDP, tell PDP, because you agreed in some sort that his largesse that come, I mean, they are sweet. And after you have taken my sweet, you don't now want to give me something. I mean, so if you are now saying something contrary to what he has said earlier, he goes after you.
That is the thing. You see, when you give me a gift and you are expecting me to become a slave, there will be a problem. In this Nigeria today, I don't know how many people don't collect gifts.
And that's why
Tell me one
that's why
or
it's
two.
a gift anyway.
When you go out of this office, go to the next block of flats and dash them money and see whether they will know. They will not even want to know your name, where you're coming from.
There's a scripture,
or what you do, or even what
how
you do.
got the money.
but there's a scripture that says that bribe give way for the giver.
We are talking about gift, not bribe.
It's bribe. Bribe is a gift.
If it is bribe, I didn't know.
In that respect,
We
bribe is a
didn't know
gift.
it was bribe. We are talking about gift.
Somebody comes to visit you and drops an envelope. Is it a
I'm
bribe?
sure you're a Christian. When Jacob went to meet Esau,
Yes.
the Bible says he took a lot to Esau
Yes.
to change his mind because Esau had vowed to kill him.
Yes. And what happened to
And he
the
changed
pot
his
of
mind.
porridge?
Yes, that one was gone.
Was the man not lamenting?
Yes.
If you go to the later chapters of that Bible, the lamentation of the man who ate that porridge
Yes.
are so loud today
Yes.
that I don't want to sing them because he regretted his life. He gave his blessings away. He took a small pot of porridge and sold away his destiny. So it's not something to do. And nobody should be proud that he's bribing people. When you bribe people and you are boasting about it, you are worse than an infidel.
But
because it's not a show of capacity.
But the character,
it's not a show of good.
It's actually not a lawful exercise.
But the character of the people too should also learn not to take this gift, knowing that this gift will collect something from you that you don't have to give.
So some of us have refused to collect.
Exactly.
But we are not many. And I don't blame those who collect. So.
Some also are hungry.
There is hunger in this country.
Survivor.
See, you wake up every day. If you have an Android phone, and particularly if you are on WhatsApp, you wake up every day. Some people are looking for 5,000 naira.
Yes, you get more than 100.
People that have been very comfortable in the past.
Yes.
So that's the level of poverty in this country. And then you find people who cannot pay school fees. And it's a thing of disgrace and pain to them. People can no longer fuel their vehicles or change vehicles after 15 years. And then suddenly, you come to my house, uninvited or invited, and then you are bringing 15 million naira.
After you have prayed in the morning.
I have prayed. I prayed for God to send a destiny helper, and then you arrive with dollars. My wife will beat me if I don't collect.
That should show some strength of character.
Whose character?
When people are hungry.
When there is wahala and poverty. Whose character?
Now let's talk about the poverty in itself. That's the government of the day. I mean, from the inception of this government, they took away subsidy.
Yes.
They floated the naira, and they went into bogus projects. Lagos, Calabar, Sokoto,
You are not
Lagos.
saying it's bogus. So it's part of their performance.
we have internal road that we have not been. They are not saturated. We don't need more roads. Now these are the things that have caused a lot of poverty in the land. Fail 165. You took it as far as 900, 1,000.
Yes.
Now the difference of this money, where is it? Why are we not having enough surplus to cushion the effect of taking away the subsidy that you said just a few margin of people are enjoying?
You see, this country also has 90 lives. How this country has survived till this moment is a miracle. Because in some countries, you change the price of bread, there is a riot.
Yes.
Today, under this administration, yes, you have given the example. I used to fill my tank with 15,000 naira.
Yes.
Suddenly, 15,000 naira can get you only 3 liters of oil. And nothing has happened. We just adjusted to suffering. And today, taxation has become the major policy drive of this government. They are going to tax every kobo you have in your bank. So I don't know whether they want us to now use those boxes that our fathers used to use, or pot,
to keep money at
and
home.
keep money, so that nobody will tax it. Because if you have money, whether you use, in fact, they will be happy.
Whether you do business or not.
They'll be happy that you don't use the money, so that they can every day look at it and
Find a way
something.
of collecting.
You make phone call, you are charged. They are even saying that if you go and buy fuel, they will charge you for the number of liters you buy. I've never seen this type of government where everything you touch is subject to tax. The flip side of that, just as you said, we were promised that once they remove subsidy, what they will save from paying subsidy will now be translated back into providing social amenities.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
It's never happened.
nothing is there. But you see, it is this same government that people are decamping into. It is this same party that has been notorious for failure, notorious for not keeping their word, that politicians at the top are decamping into.
It's very illogical.
So I keep
very
asking,
logical.
what is this country like? What are we really driving at?
Very logical.
So, my brother, we are all in trouble. Oh. And the question that must be asked, which you have asked, where is the money? I saw that, is it FIRS or customs They were making trillions.
Both of them.
And we're still borrowing.
Now, why are you borrowing? If your internally generated revenue is that high, why are you borrowing from every conceivable angle of the world?
So I was going to ask this before we leave, so we don't mix it. You said PDP has capacity to borrow, to present 5 presidential candidates.
Yes.
If not that, I heard that the PDP has zoned their presidency to the south. I would have asked whether you'll be one of them. Would you be thinking of contesting in this election 2027? I think at any capacity.
Like me?
Yeah, at any
I would
capacity.
like to be president.
Oh yeah, but at any
You
other
know why?
capacity?
The problems that have been created by this ABC, anybody who becomes president in 2027 will be in trouble.
Are you looking at any other
Because
position?
it will be tough. Besides being unable to pay and service the debts, you will have to take a big hammer and dismantle structures and systems that have been embedded into the structure of Nigeria. We have a distortion of so many things, and nobody is apologetic about it, which is my biggest worry.
The PDP should have taken that position.
Yes.
When the PDP was in power during the time of Goodluck Jonathan,
Yeah.
there was a protest, Occupy Nigerian protest,
Yes.
and it was spearheaded by those in power today.
Yes.
We've not seen this kind of protest come from PDP. In fact, there was even a time they marched to the INEC office,
Yeah.
demanding that a vote must count. So many things they did. In fact, if we really want to say it, even the governor of Bauchi said it. He said that the opposition we see today, or the voice of the opposition we see today, is Peter Obi. We've not seen those in PDP.
I agree with you absolutely that PDP, under its current leadership, has failed. That is not contestable because they remove their eye from the real issues that ought to occupy their time. And we're dwelling on minor matters of who is a friend to Wiki, who is collecting this, you collected more, I got less. And then who is secretary. All internal affairs. They forgot what was staring us in the eye. Terrible failures of governance, and concentrated on mere matters of positioning themselves for self-aggrandizement. And that is why we have nothing to showcase. This government has campaigned against itself enough for anybody to take over. But there is nobody that is taking advantage of it. Unfortunately, the people that ought to have stayed to work with the PDP to success decided to move and form one other thing. I don't want to call the name. It's not going to work.
I wanted to ask almost that. Is PDP going to go into coalition?
Of course. We have said it before. That's why we didn't support the kind of coalition that people were talking about. The parties need to come together, not individuals. If you are an individual, this current administration will take you down, because all the major gladiators, they have one problem or the other. All I need to do if I'm president is to raise one, get EFCC to do a small memo with all your atrocities in the past, and I'll invite you and show you. That's what is happening to some of the big-time politicians that are decamping. Some of them have just been invited for discussion at EFCC. The next day they decamp, because they showed them where they help themselves from the center. They went to that center that they control and took something that they ought not to take.
Okay, do you have another question before I ask the final?
No, it's just him still telling us if you're going to present yourself for election.
No, some of those decisions will be taken next year.
We are still praying.
Yeah, because like I said, we are just enjoying the wave of defections and departures of people that were blocking the goalposts.
Yeah.
Now let them go. By December, the course will be very clear. By January, you will hear a lot of news.
Okay, Mr. Mark Jacobs, we thank you for coming. I think PDP has had all the opportunities they needed. When they got to the House after the election, PDP should have formed a coalition to produce a Senate president.
The minorities were major.
Yes, the minorities were major. They could have done that. They could have spearheaded that.
All the oppositions were more.
Yeah.
You are right. But you see, when you get to that place, I read somewhere and I agreed that when you get to National Assembly or Aso Rock, one demon takes over. So because common sense just doesn't work.
The oppositions were more.
That's why I said the PDP should have been the one.
Labour Party,
yes.
Youth,
a lot of
exactly.
them
NNPP.
ought to have taken over, but again, self played out because people were expecting PDP legislators to support them, not them supporting. Meanwhile, PDP had more. And the PDP said no, unless if you come and join us to produce, we can't give you support. And you know the arrogance of politicians. That's what happens. And I'll tell you why you have not seen many protests again in response to this government. That is not the PDP style. We don't play to the gallery. We strategize. And by next year, after our convention, you will see fireworks.
Okay, he's very confident about the convention and the product that will come out from the convention. We are here, we'll see how they come out. We pray they come out better so that the voice of opposition will not die. Mr. Bak Jacobs, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Malam Okafor, thank you.
All right.
Bye.